something super easy and fun. I've actually started it already because I want to do this for you in 2 or 3 minutes. I want to show you how easily you can make homemade ricotta with very few ingredients. In fact, the first time I made this, I only had milk and I had some lemons in the house, and so I made it that way. And there's a couple other things you guys can do, and I'm going to show you one more thing today. But really, all you need to make homemade ricotta is milk. I've got a big jug here, but you want whole milk, and you want to get a milk that's not ultra pasteurized. If it's ultra pasteurized, the heat process that goes through all that, it's going to make the milk not do what it needs to do to curdle in order to make a good ricotta. So if you can actually get milk from a dairy, it's going to make even better. You can use cream. Some people use buttermilk, but I find it's easy just to use regular milk because you usually have that on hand. Also, this time I've added a little bit of half and half. So I did 2 cups of regular milk and then a half a cup of half and half to just make it a bit creamier. But you could even shake that up. Do 1 cup of regular milk, another cup of half and half, or you add even full cream. You could even try that one out. That's up to you. It's preferential. So what I've done is I've started those. I put about a teaspoon and a half of salt and a tablespoon and a half of vinegar in this, and I microwaved it. Yes, I did. That's how we're going to make this super quick. Believe me, when I first saw this recipe, I thought, no way, not possible. But it worked. I did it on the stove and I did it in the microwave, and the microwave created the better ricotta cheese. So I microwaved it for about 3.5 to 4 minutes. It depends on your microwave. You might want to keep an eye on it. And then this is something I did on my own that wasn't in the recipe, but I first found for the microwave, but it made it so much better. I took it out of the microwave and I let it sit for about 5 to 10 minutes. Now, again, you're using a couple of cups of milk or a combination of cream, a tablespoon to a tablespoon and a half of white distilled vinegar, and some salt. Microwave for about 4 minutes. Take it out, and then you want to just give it a quick stir to move around the curds. After it sits, we're going to add about a half of a lemon. Oop, that lemon sort of went everywhere. We're going to add a half of a lemon in there, and that should start those. You should immediately see it curdling. You know, when you add acid to milk, what happens is it curdles. Now I'm going to bend over and put this right back into my microwave, and we're going to do this for about 2 or 3 more minutes. Probably just about 2. So set it about 2 minutes and give it a check. When we take it out, we are going to allow it to sit for another 5 to 10 minutes. While that's in there though, you're going to get your milk and put that one away. You want to get a strainer. So I have a mesh strainer here. If you have cheesecloth works the best, but I'm going to show you how to do it with just paper towels, because I want you to see how easy it is to make this with just whatever you have around the house. First time I made this, it was kind of a wild idea. We wanted to make some homemade ravioli. I had some homemade pasta. I'm sorry, something's in my eye. I had some pasta, dough, and I wanted to make some ravioli, but I didn't have ricotta. And I thought, well, how hard is it to make? So I made it, like I said, on the stove and made it in the microwave, and I just enjoyed the microwave version so much better and how much quicker it is. So I am going to take this and I'm going to line this with paper towels so you can see how easy it is, and then I'm going to show you the next step. Okay, now it's been 2 minutes. And if it's not ready yet, you can actually take it back out, give it a little stir after 2 minutes. If it doesn't look like it's curdling, you could add a little bit more lemon, you could add a little more vinegar, and put it back in another minute or 2, okay? You really want to get it to that point where the curds are separating from the whey. Once you bring it out of the microwave and it looks like those curds are separated, you want to give it a little bit of a stir, okay, with a spatula. Let it sit for about 5-10 minutes. I've been letting mine sit. Giving it a quick, just a little, very gentle stir. We don't want to break those curds up. It'll still be ricotta, but it'll be more, I like a good kind of some lumpy pieces. And you won't have that if you do it stirred too much. And then we're going to take the strainer like we talked about and put it over a bowl. I've used paper towels. I also have cheesecloth, and you can use cheesecloth, but I recognize I want to show you something that can be done super easy that everybody would have. So you should have some paper towels, although who knows nowadays with everything we're going through with COVID. But I'm going to just start straining this in here. Now, some people say to strain it, some people say to strain the actual curds out, and I've done it that way. But then I went ahead and did it like this, and it was just as easy to just gently, little at a time, we're going to pour this in, and we're going to let this, as you can see, it's draining the whey. The whey is draining off. And we're going to give it a little bit of a help every once in a while. Kind of use our spatula, stir it up. By the way, I've turned on my oven, and I'm heating it up to make some lovely crispy bread, toasting up some bread that we're going to put this on in a few minutes. All right, now once you actually do this, you can actually just take a slotted spoon too and do this. Once you get this fully drained, you're going to want to let this sit. Oh, I had an accident. Oops. Too much at once. Too much at once. You want to let this sit. Now get all those curds out, because that's your ricotta, those curds. You don't want to leave those curds behind. You want to let this sit for about, it depends on what you're using it for. If you want to use it to make pasta, then you want a more firm ricotta. So you're going to want to let it sit for about, we're going to help this thing drain a little bit, because I put too much in it once, because I'm working fast here for you guys. I told you we were going to do this quickly. You want to let it sit for about 20-30 minutes. If you want to get it firm, you want to have it at least that. If you're just going to spread it on some yummy bread, which we're going to do, you want to let it sit at least 10 or 15 minutes. You want to let all the whey drain out, okay? So we're going to let that sit and let that whey drain for us. It's going to keep draining. Now, while that's draining, we're going to move that carefully over there. We're going to cut up some bread. Where's my knife? So I made this bread yesterday. This is just a little loaf that I made. So we're going to cut this while that's going, and we're going to make ourselves. We're going to put this in the oven. We're going to drizzle it with a little bit of olive oil, put it in the oven, and then when we take it out, our ricotta should be ready. We'll top the ricotta, and then we'll top it with ricotta, and then we'll top the ricotta with some microgreens, maybe some tomatoes, a little drizzle of olive oil. It's going to be fantastic. Okay, before we pop these in the oven, we're just going to rub our, we're going to take our bread and we're just going to rub it with a little bit of garlic. We're not going to overload it. We want to really taste that cheese, but also help us get that olive oil in. I've just brushed these with olive oil. And rub it with a nice, give it a good rubbing of garlic. Just enough to keep the vampires away. And then we're going to keep that clove on the tray and let it toast up with it. We're going to pop these in the oven for about 6 or 7 minutes. So our bread is almost done, and I think our ricotta has sat enough. Like I said, you might want to pick it up. I've actually transferred it from one towel to another. I'm going to give it one last squeeze here. See how there's still some liquid in there? We want to make sure and get all that out. Oh, and I just burst it. It really is better to use the cheesecloth. But again, I just really want you to see that you can make this with paper towels. Here's a problem. These are cheap paper towels, because again, we are in quarantine and we're taking what we can get right now. So that's part of the problem. So we're going to now open this up and we're going to take a look here at our lovely little ricotta. How nice is that? So it's nice, it's dry enough that it fits in the palm of my hand. So that makes that 2.5 cups of milk made about that much, which is a pretty nice serving to go on our bread. So our bread should be done about now. Let's check it out. Nothing like homemade bread. In fact, I'm making other loaves while we're talking. Here's my vegan challah, some of you guys know about. That's getting ready to go in the oven. So I've got kind of a mess going on now behind me because I've been doing that while we were doing this, getting busy to do a couple things. So now we just want to take our spatula. We are going to spread our ricotta onto the toast. Oh gosh, doesn't that look great? I mean, nothing like this homemade bread, homemade ricotta. We're gonna put, you know what? I don't want too much tomato because I want to taste that ricotta. And I don't know where my knife is. So we're just gonna break this up here and open it up and put it on there like that. Top this with a little bit of microgreens. Let's scoot that over. Now, and then we're gonna drizzle this with some olive oil, which is right here. My big Bertolli. Should have my little one. Little drizzle. We're gonna put a little cracked pepper on this sucker. My other one is empty. This is my backup. Now, the moment of truth. Let's give this a taste. That is incredible. Fresh bread. Look at me, fresh cheese. So good. So easy. Done in the microwave. There you go. And I felt the need to show you the finished product. There you have it. We have this beautiful homemade bread, ricotta, a little bit of extra ricotta on the side. Everybody wants a little extra salt. Not any need to salt it. Pepper, tomatoes, microgreens. What a wonderful, lovely appetizer to have on a nice, light summer day.